What's up, guys? Welcome to Our Generation Podcast Season 2. My name is Marko, your host, and today with Yara.
Hi.
Welcome, Yara.
Thank you so much.
Wow, really nice. I mean, before we dive into the podcast, we always have to acknowledge the room that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see from the window, you see the whole view. Where are we, Yara?
So we're in an apartment here from my family in Rushain, and it's quite nice here. I'm quite often here. I think also as a child.
I get it. Yeah.
It's good when you want to have some me time or just to reset everything. So yeah, that's Rushain.
Wow, no, it's really beautiful. I get it now why you're coming here just for the peace of mind and everything. So why did you choose this spot? Really because of the peace, or do you do your work also here, or?
I choose that place because you asked me for like an inspiring space, and I think that's very inspiring here. I think like mountains and nature is very inspiring to me, so that's why I choose that place.
Nice.
And also like I'm quite often here before a big project ends, or if I really have to work, it's a very good place to come here and just like focus on the work.
Cool.
So I'm quite often here.
I get it. I would love to have a getaway like here. I mean, it's amazing. But as you already said, your work, your projects, correct me if I forgot something, but you have a magazine on your own, you're a photographer, you are quite sportive, you do a lot of sport, and you're also working newly for a cycling, how is it called? Sports?
It's like an indoor cycling studio.
Okay, yeah, indoor cycling studio.
Yes, is the correct word.
Okay, all right. So we will get into everything, but how did you get to your work? What is the road before you got where you are right now? Where did Yara start to work and get to the place where she's now?
So I did my apprenticeship in retail. And it was nice. I learned a lot about people. That was quite okay, but I think like very early on, that's not my dream job to work in retail. But I did that for I think now 7 years. And then once I started photography. Because of one of my friends, she got an old analog camera.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, and I loved it, and I told her I want to have one too.
Nice.
So we went to a store and get the camera. Also an analog one.
I love it.
It was great, and then I took the photos and I developed them, and I got the photos back, and that's how everything started. I knew
that's the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That's when I realized that's what I want to do. I want to do photography because I think it's so special, because you can, like, things that happen, you can take that in a picture, and these are moments that will never happen again.
True that.
So you can just keep the moments forever.
Wow.
And that's very special to me.
I get it, yeah.
So that's how I started with photography. And I think also when I was a child, we always had like photo books from family trips and like from everything we did. Yeah. So we always had these books at home, and I loved watching them because you have so many photos on your phone or on your laptop, and you never really just sit there and look at all the photos.
Like rarely, actually.
Yes, and when you have it in a book, for me, I watch it quite often then, because or also when I want to show somebody something, what I did or something, I just show them the book with the photos.
This is the best way to how can I say, leave your work together with something, because also with my family as well, we also have these photo books, and it's just much more nicer to see at a certain age or year every memory that you gathered. And also, as you mentioned with the phone, you just don't remember certain moments. And I can so relate with that, as you said. I mean, I have to start do photo books as well. I mean, I'm going to take this inspiration from you for sure, and also from our parents. Like, this is something that was the biggest fun to do afterwards. Like giving your photos, I mean, the film to the Photoshop, and they do the film, and then you get the copies and then everything. I mean, amazing. So yeah, absolutely. I would do that as well. So.
Absolutely. And I also when I started that for the photography thing, I did a lot of shootings with friends, and then I also did like photo books, but like more in a magazine form.
Okay.
Because I did so many, and it still costs.
I get it.
Something.
So you mean the magazine format of paper, because the photo books are always like thicker and
yes, exactly.
More expensive paper. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I did magazines, and I gifted them to my friends on their birthdays or something, because I think it's something very personal to give something like that.
That's so beautiful.
Yes,
wow.
you have so much time you spend to do that. So I think it's a very, very good present to give someone.
So thoughtful. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's how it started, with like these magazines, and I love to lay out them, but like very easy, like on eFolor or something. So I don't have to do so much, just put the photos in.
Yeah.
And then I was working in a store, and I had a lot of free time. And then this idea came to do something on my own. Like, also earlier I had many ideas. I wanted to do a brand or like a clothing brand, but it never really happened, because you have to be, I don't know, like ready for something like that. And I wasn't. And at that time in the store where I had so much time, I was like, okay, now I have to do it. Yeah. Unfortunately, time management wasn't that good. Okay, I thought I could do it like in 3 months, and then I will do it. Well. Yeah, it was not working. And then I put everything on hold, and then I went to Australia with my best friend. Nice. Yes, and there we had so much time to think about life and what you want to do with life and everything. And I think it was not cool for me, because I couldn't do it, and I thought like maybe I should give it a try again. Definitely, yeah. And that's what I did. So we were in Australia, we were at the beach, and I made my winter magazine. Oh, yeah, that was in Australia. Yes. A winter magazine. Cool. Okay. That was wild. Yeah. But very nice. My best friend, she did her apprenticeship in a creative space, so she knew InDesign and everything. Okay. Because I have no clue. Like I work in retail, so I get it. How should I know how that works? It's so complicated as well. It is. So I learned that in Australia. She really helped me. So cool. With Shout that. Out. Yes, really. And then we came back, and then everything like came together. And then I released the first magazine in October 2024. Okay. Okay, 2 years ago. Yes. And I thought that was like, I did this once and that's okay. And yeah, I never thought like I would do more. Like you just wanted to how can I say, revenge the failed one and do the one thing right, and then see that you're settled or not with just one project. Yes, like the event was insane. Like so many people came, and the vibe was so good. Like, so many creative people came, and that was also the goal of the magazine, to
That's
create
beautiful.
a space where creatives can express their passion and can connect and get inspired, and yeah, and also with the photographers, of course.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, because photos are different on paper than on your phone.
That's true.
So
That's true. That's so different, yeah.
yeah, so that's why I wanted to do the magazine, and that's also why it's from creatives for creatives.
That's amazing.
Yes.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, and then I started the second one, and just saw how everything came together, and I met so many new people and so many new opportunities, and it was just amazing. And then the second one came out in June 2025. The thing was, like, a few people thought I would do that like every month.
Oh.
So that I would release every month a
Oh,
magazine.
crazy. Okay.
But I worked like 100% in my normal job, so...
Aside to your project.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly.
Okay.
So I didn't have time to...
Do it monthly.
Yes, exactly.
I get it. I get it. I mean, the amount of shootings you have to organize for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. That wasn't easy, and it's quite hard to get everything from all those people.
I get it. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
Oh, we will get to it.
not easy.
We will get to it for sure.
Yeah, and then now I released the third one in January.
Wow, 3 already.
Yes, exactly. And that was very amazing. I think like the third one, I'm very proud of that one. I like the design. I had help from a friend, and he studied graphic design.
Oh, yeah.
So that was good, because a professional was looking at it.
Definitely.
And I was just like, oh yeah.
You were just like
it looks
curating,
good.
doing the final touch of saying,
Exactly.
maybe a little bit bigger or shorter. Or
Exactly,
okay, nice,
exactly.
nice.
So that was quite nice, and I had some very nice sponsorships.
Okay.
And I did it here in Lux.
I've seen it. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I've seen your work. So yeah, definitely, it looks so amazing.
Yeah, it was so good, and I love that we did it here in the mountains, because it was a winter magazine again.
Yeah.
So the theme was for the photographers, it was winter. So yeah, it just made sense to make it in the mountains.
Definitely. I mean, also the release was in Lux, right?
Yes.
So it was something different. The usual events, you think it's in the city, in Zurich or wheresoever, and that you did that combined with the issue that you had a big shooting in the mountains. We were like snowboarding. It looks so nice. Like from the whole layout, it just makes sense.
Thanks.
So yeah, shout out.
Yeah, it
Also,
was-
I have to say a big thank you to you as well, because my friends and I have a collective, and we were also able to have 2 pages in your magazine as well. So yeah, it was so surreal to see us in a magazine. Also, it's crazy that I mean, I modeled for a while, and that I got into a magazine not through modeling, but because of a collective project, was like so surreal for me. But Mama, I made it.
Yeah,
No, but
made it.
really, thank you very much, and for also entrusting us to be part of Amore. I mean, the magazine is called Amore, by the way, and it's so nice. And I've also seen the other pages, and other creatives were also able to have a certain platform on in your magazine, and this is something why I also wanted to invite you on this podcast is OG is also here to promote and support other creatives, and also that you do it in a very original way in a magazine that I feel like print is going to come back for sure.
Yes.
So the way you're doing it is like the original way, and I really loved it, and I'm loving it still. So I can't wait for the issue 4, by the way. So yeah, really, thank you very much again. So
No problem.
you're doing that. So really, so cool, really.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was so funny. Like, I had a talk with with one of the collective, and it was so spontaneous. Like all the people for the third issue were I think already too late with sending me all their stuff, and I don't know. And I told him, I think you had like 2 weeks time or something to send me the page.
I think a month. I remember it was like more beginning of the December, and the deadline was like in January. It was like the first week of December, and we were like, damn guys, we have to organize a shoot, we have to find a photographer and everything. And it was like, yeah, the fastest thing that we will organize is the text, because I have a friend, shout out to her, who works in PR. So we told her our story, and she wrote the text for us. So we already had it, and we were like, yeah, so shooting. What do we want to do? So we combined a little bit of the runway that we did, because we had an event recently, and have to do it and inspired to our name and everything. So then we had a photographer, and then out of a sudden she got sick, and we were like, damn, it's like 2 days before the shooting. So before we got everything together, it was a roller coaster for sure. So I can imagine also you having a deadline and not getting it on time from everybody surely is always like a common thing to happen, but you're, I think, used to it, to have to sort everything out in the last minute way. So yeah, I can imagine your nerves are out of steel by now.
Yeah, I trusted you a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I think I told everyone I need everything by the beginning of December. So I have enough time to
curate and everything.
Yes, and get everything together. And I was working, and it was December, and in retail, and December,
Christmas, New Year,
it's
have fun,
tough time. And I knew, I think in on the beginning of January, I had to give it to the printer. So I need to have it finished, and I think I got your pages, I think like 1 day before I gave it to the printer. So I was like, it should be good. And it worked, and I'm very happy
and
how it came
amazing.
out. Absolutely.
No, to see it in your hands, it feels so different than digital. Like digitally, it just cannot reach this level of joy that you have when you see it
printed
live in your hand, printed. So no, I love your concept. So yeah, but for you handling this magazine, working aside of that, and having these projects that you have, how do you handle it also mentally? How do you work? Like to not go insane.
Yeah, I'm still
dramatically
learning.
Yeah.
So I had times it wasn't very good. Like I had some other projects as well. So I was I think like a year ago, I was working on Amore, then on another project, and I was working, and I had several photo shoots as well.
Wow, okay.
So I was very close to a burnout.
No, I can imagine.
Wasn't very good, so I need to learn that I need more time for myself and just not overwork the whole time.
Yeah.
That's very difficult because that's like Amore and all these projects. I live for that.
That's your passion.
Absolutely. So I would love to do it like every day. And then I had to tell myself, okay, piano.
Did you have to also learn to say no to people as well?
Yes, I'm still not very good at it, but I'm learning to get like everything together. And yeah, well, I hope I will get there soon to can say no, and also to
I can imagine
to get a better timeline and how I want to work.
Definitely.
So I'm still learning, I guess.
I can imagine. I mean, we're at the beginning of everything. I mean, I can see that with OG, school, then work, and handling and everything aside with other projects. It really isn't easy. As you also said, overworking yourself, even though you love your work, is always like a certain heartbreak. You don't want to drift away from that just because you're exhausted or something, because you actually would love to do it continuously, like 24/7.
Yes.
So yeah, but it's all a learning curve, and sometimes we have to hit the rock bottom to realize, okay, hey, my health, my mental health is much more important, and I've also had to learn it as well, for me as well. So yeah, and also I can see also when you have this getaway in the mountains that it can also help you recharge, because I know you also love to do sports. Is that something that you balance your work out through that, like doing your hobbies to turn off your mind and just free your soul a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think snowboarding and skiing is a very big part of that.
Is that
Yes,
the sport?
it is. The
Okay.
problem is I love to take photos
Mm.
from people skiing or snowboarding.
Mhm.
So 90% of the time when I go to the mountain, I have my camera with me
Mm.
and I'm taking photos the whole day.
Huh, okay.
So
You're not enjoying it all too much. You're still working. What are you
yes,
doing? I don't know.
yeah, I don't
I'm
know. I
kidding.
don't know how that happened, but I still love it, and it gives me peace
Mm-hmm.
to also be there and take photos and to see the reactions from the people after they get their photos.
Mhm.
That's so nice.
Mm.
But sometimes, like 10%, I also go skiing or snowboarding just for myself, and that's where I can really clear my mind, and that works quite good.
You're a mountaineer then.
I'm a
So that's
mountaineer.
your terrain here though.
Yeah, that's
In
why
that
we're
case,
here.
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, I understand it completely.
Mhm.
Also, in the beginning of every show, of every episode, is always the question of why did you choose this place?
Mhm.
Because I always love to give the freedom to the guests to decide where we would film, because yeah, we can connect it together, and I can kind of also start to understand why and everything, and also the viewers, and get to know you also a little bit. And I can see that. I mean, also with your magazines, you always has had something with the winter sports, especially with skiing and snowboarding. So yeah, now I even more understand it. So yeah, it truly is great, and for sure, having this balance isn't easy, but also a certain support system in your life who you can count on. I mean, always, as you also mentioned, the friends, the graphic designers, the photographers surely are also a big inspirational support for you, no?
Absolutely. I think like all the people I have in the magazines are inspirations for myself as well. And
Always, yeah.
that's so nice. Also, when all these people get together, it's such an inspiration to see these people, and I'm just a huge fan of people who want to do their own thing, going their own path, and trying something and build something on their own, and that's very inspiring to me. So yeah, that's also why I put them all together, because I want to have a space where these people can come together. And I love networking.
Yeah.
I love when people come together and create something together as well. So yeah, that's very nice. And also the winter sports you said, like the first one was winter themed, and the second one was summer, and the third one was winter again. And for the next one, I think it will be something different a little bit.
Okay, maybe fall or something.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll
Who
see, guys.
knows?
So yeah, no spoilers here. Okay, but how do you gather your inspirations? Because a magazine, I mean, especially yours, has a lot of pages. It isn't really much filled with commercials or anything that we know from other magazines. But how do you start to connect your work and say, okay, these are the pages, and I would love to have certain things in this magazine? Like how do you gather your inspirations?
I think it's a very funny path, to be honest. I don't have a plan.
Okay.
When I'm starting a new magazine, I just post like an Instagram story,
Yeah.
and then many people just text me and tell me what they're doing, and that's how they get into the magazine. So I never have a plan who is going to be in there. So that's very funny.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, it is. Like sometimes I have a few people I'm like, oh, I really want to have these people in the magazine because I'm a huge fan of these people. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So it's fine for me.
We will manifest the people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and the page, like I think the last one I had 170 pages.
Wow.
With 30 creative people in there.
That's a proud number.
It is.
A lot of creatives, actually.
Yes.
That's amazing. What a platform. No, do you have a dream person or a brand where you would love to collaborate for your magazine?
I think a brand would be Oakley.
Oakley. Oh, okay.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Oh yeah.
I had Logs was also a dream, and I think 2 years ago I couldn't imagine that something like that could actually happen.
Yeah.
And now I got to this goal by the last magazine, so they were sponsors.
Wow.
Yes, for the magazine, and that was just amazing.
Did they saw your work, or how did this happen actually?
I texted them.
Oh, okay.
And I asked if they would be interested in doing something like that, and they said yes, of course.
Wow.
I sent them the second magazine.
Yeah.
And they went through it and texted me that they would love to work with me and the magazine. And then everything came together with the writers, the hotel, where we did the release.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, and that was just amazing. Like I paid so much money for the locations for the first and the second magazine. That's insane. Like in Zurich, to rent the space is...
Renting in Zurich in general, even living, is not easy. It's not the level of New York rent prices, but renting is just a ridiculous amount of money right now. It's so sad, actually.
It is.
Like no creative is able to have a nice space to portray anything or have a simple venue for their event because the money is just way too outrageous. I just don't get it. I hear it from my friends that are also event managers, and I'm like, dude, where would I get this sponsor? Like I wouldn't have a clue. So that's why event management isn't really my thing. So I'm lucky I'm not into this business. So yeah, but props to you.
Yeah, that was it was hard, but yeah.
They were able to.
Yes, they have like a special program for art. So they do that quite often, and I really love that about that place there. And it's also a very inspiring hotel. I don't know why, but I love the interior. I love the people. They're all just so nice. And we could do that for free there. That was absolutely insane.
Zurich City, take notes.
Absolutely. Like, so we did it there, and everyone helped us to build everything. So it was just amazing to do it there.
So cool. No, I'm so happy for you to hear that, because these kind of chances, and especially when people start to believe in your work, I mean, through all the hardships you probably went through, it just paid off in the end for sure.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's so cool, man. What are the thoughts when you see people having your magazine, or just posting it, or just looking at it at your event? Like, what are the feelings for you?
It's insane. Sometimes I still can't believe that I actually did it.
So cool.
And then when I see people with a magazine, or sometimes I hear stories where people tell me, yeah, I showed the magazine my grandma and she loved it, and I'm like, what?
So cool.
And that's just, I don't know, that my heart is full.
I get it.
Because it's just so good to see when people really appreciate your work.
Definitely.
Because yeah, sometimes I don't believe myself so much. So, like in a way, it's not that good, and I could have done it better, or yeah, maybe next time it's going to be good. And then you get so good feedbacks, and you're like, it's not that bad. It's good. So
Actually, yeah, yeah, it's the perfectionist in you that is always like, yeah, you know, this I already saw it, and but don't be too hard on yourself. It's also for me as well, so I can relate. So.
yeah, also something I'm still learning.
For sure, but do you feel like you are way too harsh to yourself, or do you feel like it's kind of also needed for you to in this kind of space? Because for sure you have, like, let's say there are magazines, there could be, like, how can I say, a little competition, or let's say, I mean, a art platform is never a competition, but you always want to get a certain, let's say, following, and to reach that you have to have something unique, and you have something unique with Amore. So do you feel like you have also a pressure from the others when you create magazines for yourself?
I think sometimes I have it. Sometimes I speak with people, they're like very professional with graphic design, or just like in that direction. And as I said, like now I have a clue, but there was a time I had absolutely no clue. And when I'm talking to them, they saying words I never heard before about everything, and I'm like
intimidated almost.
Yes, exactly. So they just want to. Sometimes I have the feeling they really want to see that I have no clue. But that's okay for me. So if they think so, and I want to see them create something, then we can talk.
Oh.
Because I just realized I don't have to take everything so serious, what other people say about what I'm doing or how I should do it. So that's something I've definitely learned. But like otherwise from the competition, isn't that big, I have to say. I think that everyone is very supportive, and everything goes quite good. And I think I never have like very competitive people in the same industry, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, it is a forum that isn't really that present anymore. We only know the big companies that have the magazines, but I mean, yeah, that's why it's so unique, and that's why I ask. Maybe you know, maybe some more formats that also have like these kind of magazines, and yeah, but also with the thing of with the people that are, we can call them haters, or just simply trying to belittle you in some sort of way, even though, yeah, they maybe don't even have a magazine or such a project that you are doing. Even though I feel like that's so crazy, because you're creating a platform, you're having people in your magazine, and still it's not enough for the people to acknowledge it and be supportive of the idea of having people being able to present themselves somewhere besides social media. And it's like, guys, let's be kind to each other more. Like, damn. But the realization is tough for you as well. Like, you have seen in which direction they were going with this conversation. You were able to handle it quite well, and it's surely also from a lots of experience of communication and everything. But for somebody that is starting through with anything in the creative field, how would you tell them to be more aware of how do you talk to people, or with who are you talking to or with?
I would say it's very hard. Like when you have the events and everything, you don't know what kind of people are coming.
Exactly, yeah.
So sometimes it just happens. And I think I learned from a lot of conversations how to handle these kind of people.
Yeah.
So I think it was a learning, and it was an understanding that not everyone has to like what you like.
Exactly.
That's was very hard for me because I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do everything good for
everybody.
Yes, exactly. And I was shocked when somebody was like, "Oh, I don't like your work" or something, and I was like, "Oh, how should I do it
How
that
can
you
I
like
fix
it too?"
Yeah.
So I had to learn that not every person needs to find everything good that you're doing.
Oh, exactly. But are you still in this process of accepting it?
I'm still learning.
It's the same with
very
me.
hard.
I can relate, but it's a great point to acknowledge for everybody out here who is also listening and watching. The right audience will appear, and this is your loyal customer base.
Absolutely.
That's also that I've learned in school as well. Like 20% of your loyal customers are 80% revenue, for example, when we talk about numbers.
Yep.
So it just simply makes sense, and the more people are going to start to enjoy it because they share it, or you get the cool creative people who you collaborate with, and then something crazy will come out of it. I mean, as well with Lux, so cool, like that it got together, and just by simply believing and working and believing in your work as well. So
yeah, absolutely. That was also afterwards. I got invited for an event to take photos in
so
Lux.
cool.
And that was insane too. To just like they reached out to me to ask if I want to go there to take photos, and that was a dream.
Wow.
And it just happened. I was so shocked when I got the message that they would invite me and everything. And I think when you work with your people, when you're not very complicated, and if you're easy to work with, they're gonna reach out to you again.
Definitely.
And that's something I've learned, to be like nice to everyone.
Of course, yeah.
Like I never was rude, I think, to people.
I mean, she's very kind. No, totally.
So yeah, that's what I've learned, to believe in yourself, to believe in what you're doing, and to trust the process and just keep going.
Wow. Even though you hit rock bottom.
Like there was a time I wanted to stop Amore.
And what changed your mind?
My best friend, Melanie.
Shout out Melanie.
Yeah, absolutely. She was like, no, you're not going to do that. You just don't. You put so much energy, money, time into that project. It's not the right time to end that.
Wow.
So I didn't.
Shout out. No, but what were the doubts that brought you to this decision?
I think it was also part of my mental health. Wasn't good at that time because it was too much for me.
I can imagine, yeah. With everything is new, the whole coordination. I mean, Amore issue 3 was filled with 30 creatives and having to speak to everybody. Do you do everything alone, by the way? Like
yes,
almost everything?
Kinda. Yeah, I do everything.
Like the coordination and...
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I have a lot of help. Like I have very good friends.
We've heard, for sure.
Yes, and they always helped me. Also on events to build up everything and
So
to
cool.
be there and help me. But everything else, I'm doing it by my own.
Wow, props to you, really.
Yeah, that's why. Like it was after the second magazine where I wanted to stop it because I lost a lot of money. Really, a lot of money. Because I did mistakes. What's totally fine, but at that point it was really, I didn't saw a good ending. So I thought like the only way is to just stop it. But as I said.
Melanie?
Yes, she believed in me and she believed in that project more than I did at that point.
So cool.
So I started again and got all of my motivation back, and I had some other projects in that time that motivated me again to go more into that and just do it again. And then the third magazine came, and I couldn't be happier. And
Me too.
I've learned out of the mistakes I did.
Always.
That's so good.
So
I will never
important.
make it the same way again, and that really helped.
So good. Learning out of your mistakes and coming out of the dead and coming with a very strong issue number 3 that I very much enjoyed for particular reasons as well. And yeah, I can't wait for issue 4, 5, 6 and forward. And I mean, of course, you were also realistic with your perspective of, it just doesn't make sense, maybe because of my experience or something. But yeah, the support system in your life simply is something that everybody needs to have. Just maybe a little whisper of, hey, try it again.
Yes.
Maybe
Never
it will be
give
better.
up on your
Never
dreams.
give up, yeah. And can you imagine yourself in 5 years with Amore?
I can. I think it's my heart project. So I see myself with Amore in 5 years, definitely.
So nice.
Yes.
I had a conversation with Rahim, who was also on OG.
Yes.
And he was talking about him and me in 5 years talking on this podcast. And I was like, whoa, I never thought about me having this podcast in 5 years, actually.
Ooh.
But now that season 2 is here, I can totally imagine that.
Absolutely.
First of all, time flies.
Oh, yes.
And second of all, it just is so beautiful to hear stories like yours and to be able to share it with you guys and to get to know even more people through that. And it just, the only main goal is to inspire one person. And I feel like it's also for you as well to simply showcase somebody and give them a platform where they can shine and, get to know somebody else through your event. Because networking, as much as you also love it, you also love to organize something where people can come and network. So this is something that your concept is like,
that's
really
the
awesome.
goal. That's
Brilliant.
the goal.
So shout out, really, I'm super grateful for having you here. And there's always one question that I ask my guests that are here, and is you can also answer it in multiple answers, like more than one point. But what is something you wish you knew before you started Amore and getting into the creative industry, let's say?
Before I entered that, I think I would love to know there back then that it will pay off. Because I think there were like 2 years where I just worked and worked and worked and nothing came back. So just to be stronger in that part, to just never giving up. And the other thing is that I should not let people tell me how I should do it or how or whatever. Like, just don't let other people tell me how I should do my thing. Like, from some people, when I ask, or like, I love the conversations.
Yeah.
But I had a few people in my life who told me that won't work, that's not good, nobody will buy a printed magazine, this has no future, and all of these things. So I wish I knew to not listen to...
Like, let you influence yourself.
Yes. And to believe in my goals and my visions. I think that would be, good to know. Because I started that project when I was 21. And I had no clue about anything, also like life.
Yeah.
So
Still, I feel like
yeah,
25 and I'm still like learning.
absolutely.
That's life.
Absolutely. You learn every day, and I love that. So yeah, just yeah, trust yourself and your vision, your dreams, and everything will pay off.
Wow. That's amazing. No, I can also see also for myself and for everybody who is listening, and maybe they can also relate to that, but trusting your vision and believing in yourself and having this certain goal that you want to achieve, and when you have achieved that you shouldn't stop or be scared of the next step, because I feel like there is so much more beyond the horizon that you can get. I mean, also, as you said, magazine 2, it was a big slap in the face, but issue 3 was, you hosted it at a place where you feel most at home, and the people were so supportive, lots of great feedback, and it just simply motivates you. So it's like never give up, even though it's such a cliche, but in such a field and wherever you are or studying or working, is like always the goal is set and you want to achieve it. And if you don't even know the goal yet, you know in which direction you maybe want to go. So
Absolutely.
So amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, I feel like, it for this episode. Thank you very much for having you.
Thank you.
And I hope we can do this again.
Yeah, me too.
Soon.
Thanks for
And
having me.
yeah, for issue 4 maybe, where yeah.
We could put you in the next magazine with a podcast.
I didn't even think about that.
Mm.
Guys, OG in the Amore Magazine issue 4.
Yes, we're gonna do that.
Oh my God! If this really happens,
it will. I tell you right now.
Oh my God! Thank you very much.
No problem.
Oh my!
We do that.
For sure. It's a deal, guys.
It's a deal.
We have it on camera, on 4K and audio.
Absolutely, we do that.
Wow. Where can the people follow you?
I would say on my social media, Amore the Magazine is the work with the magazine.
Yeah.
And for photography, it's my main one. So Yara Decurtins.
Okay, say less. I will put the link in the description, guys, on Spotify and YouTube. And also check my Instagram out, or our Instagram, and then you will find some insights from Yara.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. That's all, guys. See you soon. And yeah, welcome to season 2.
Woo!
Let's go.